Between now and Selection Sunday on March 13th, there are still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all of the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing their March Madness Bonanza special, which includes the rest of college basketball regular season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament through the national championship, and any plays released in the NIT or CBI tournaments. Sign up for this promotion now at your favorite handicappers homepage and get the rest of the college basketball season through the national championship on Monday, April 4th for just $177. That's under $5 a day for one of the best betting experience in sports. Act fast as the March Madness Bonanza special is only available for a limited time.
All right, welcome everybody to Wager Talk Today. I am Lawrence Presman. They call me the Prez. He's Teddy Covers. They don't even call him. We got a great show going. Rob Veno, right off the top, he's going to talk New York Knicks and Memphis, Oklahoma, and Texas Tech in college basketball. Skee Profit, he's going to look at the Heat game and the Dallas-Houston game. He's got some props along the way. And, of course, every Friday, Andy Lang, he's got a bunch of props as well. Teddy, my brother, how are you? And what did you learn in the wonderful world of sports betting last night?
I'm doing just fine, thank you. And what did we learn? What was the MLB lockout even about? And I know we're knee deep, and we're waist deep, we're shoulder deep into basketball right now. But the lockout ended. MLB now, it's going to start a week late, but they're talking about the full 162-game season. And when you see what was actually determined from the lockout, the minimum salaries go up, 12 teams in the playoffs, top two division winners getting first-round buys, universal DH, the shift rule that there's changing, a draft lottery, a 6-team lottery to prevent tanking. There's nothing in here that's like you couldn't have solved this problem already. I was underimpressed with what the owners were able to accomplish with their 99-day lockout. That's the second longest work stoppage in MLB history. All that being said, Prez, it's a good thing for us. It's a good thing for bettors. It's a good thing for the company. And certainly, it's a good thing for Wager Talk Today that the MLB lockout is settled to baseball just around the corner.
Yeah, dude. I mean, listen, I'm thrilled. We have to budget at Wager Talk. We got a budget with a baseball season and without a baseball season. So we can take the with a baseball, without a baseball season, throw it away. Yeah, we do the budgets on paper towels, and then we scrunch them all up and we throw them at each other. Anyway, what did I learn? I learned that Teddy loves tea. I drink coffee every morning. Teddy drinks tea. And I asked him what kind of tea. He likes just a little splash of milk, no sugar. He likes his mint tea and some vanilla tea and go to bed tea and wake up tea. Who the hell drinks tea, Teddy?
So I spent a year in Scotland. And, when I was abroad, and in school, and when I lived in Scotland, all we did was drink tea every day. And I came home and I drank tea, and I drank tea ever since. So that's where you learn to drink tea, when you're in the UK.
So Scotland is like England, where they drink a lot of tea. I would have thought they woke up and just drank beer.
Scotland is most assuredly not like England. And any Scottish person will tell you. Nonetheless, it is a tea-driven society, yes.
Okay, well, the question on everybody's mind, I've never had the pleasure of a Scot. Have you?
I'm a married man now, dude. We don't talk about the old days.
Oh, I love Dan in my ear. Teddy Covers, you had a winning day yesterday. So did I. All the people who took advantage of our promo had a nice night. I had the under in the Golden State game to get me to 2-1. And man, I sweated. And really the last 4 or 5 minutes just stopped. Everything just stopped. It was beautiful.
Yep.
One last day with that promo, everybody. So huge thank you to people who purchased it. It expires tonight at midnight. You can get Teddy and my plays combined for 3 days for only $59. You got to go directly to the website or the URL wt.buzz/59. I did have the pleasure of an Irish woman once. Rob Veno joining us, everyone. Robert, you do not want me to go anywhere near these topics with you. How are you, my friend?
Oh, goodness, Prez. 34 years ago, I married an Irish woman, so I have that. Well, you didn't do the married route, but we both have had the pleasure of an Irish woman.
And you still do, although you are married, so it's rare, but at least it does happen once every 8 to 10 months.
You surveillance, Prez?
Yeah, baby. How's your kid's band? Rob Veno, the father of the drummer of Grayscale.
They're hard at work, guys. They're actually waiting for me to get done with a couple of segments here because they are working on new songs. They're going to be under new management. They're moving up the ladder here. But you guys know the coronavirus period hurt the music industry a little bit, and they've been backed up somewhat. But they're working hard, so we'll see what they produce here. Sounds pretty good to me.
Listen, if you're ever backed up, Rob Veno, tea. New York, tea. Just have tea. I have no idea if that will help. New York Knicks and Memphis. You got a bet for us in the first half. What should we do?
Yeah, it's really simple, Prez, and you'll love it because I don't have any in-depth analysis for this particular play. This is 90% based on what Memphis has done in the first half, last 30 games. They're 24-6 against the spread first half, last 30 games. The last 14 times they've straight up won a first half, they've covered 13 of those. And in all 13, they've won by more than what they're asked to lay here tonight. So, again, it's pretty straightforward. It's a freight train that you want to just hop on blindly, mechanically, so to speak, as we might say here in the industry. Wake up, play Memphis first half overs. If you need any extra help here, the Knicks are on this extended road trip. This will be their 6th road game in the last 10 days. Part of the rebuttal here would probably be, the Knicks are playing well at this point in time. And would the Knicks frighten you off of first half bet here with Memphis because they have been playing so well? But again, I think the fatigue factor in these long road trips sets in at the end of them. Again, this is the 6th and 10 for New York. They do have an injury list that now has Cam Reddish. He was added to it the other night against Dallas. He will not play here again this evening. I don't know that they have the firepower to keep up here with Memphis. They're just putting up huge numbers, point-wise, cover-wise, everything-wise in the first half. So give me Memphis minus the points first half here, Prez. I'm really what's nothing more than a mechanical performance play here. They've been real good in this role.
Well, you took away my follow-up question because I was going to ask you about the Knicks' improved play of late, if that concerns you. So instead, I'll focus on a different question regarding the Knicks, because the Knicks have really showed signs the last week that they're not done, that they want to fight, that they're going to compete for a playoff spot. How much does the loss of Reddish, and they're saying now he's out for the year, how much does the loss of Cam Reddish affect the Knicks in that regard, especially with Grimes hurt, Noel hurt, Toppin hurt, Rose still out, and Walker sitting out the rest of the year? Is that a significant impact injury that affects the Knicks' chances in any real way with Reddish sitting long-term?
Yeah, I think particularly tonight, Teddy, when you're shortened up at the end of a long road trip, it certainly has an effect. Cam Reddish is an interesting case study, right? He is a guy, for those watching that don't know, that Tom Thibodeau absolutely did not want on his team. He played high school ball about 20 minutes down the road from me, where he was known as a little bit of a selfish player. Him and his coach had some run-ins. He played on the same team with Mo Bamba, quite a squad that they had. Then he goes to Atlanta, gets traded, and his baggage sort of comes in front of him. And that's why Thibodeau didn't want him. But, Thibodeau had that sit-down meeting with the front office, and Cam Reddish got his minutes, and he certainly has contributed the time that he's played. He's been a good offensive boost for them. So I think it does hurt a little bit. He was just getting into a groove. They were just working him into a solid rotation minutes, and now, boom, he's gone. So I think it's a factor here this evening.
Rob Veno joining us, everyone. Rob, how have you been doing of late? And any promotions? Where can people hear you? What shows are you on, etc.?
Teddy, I'm going to let you take care of that for this afternoon, because I will be Teddy's guest on Sirius XM Radio. Excuse me for not knowing the channel or the particular time that it runs.
Don't
All
worry,
I know
Teddy
is show
will
up
say
and
it.
be
Teddy will
good.
say it with his chin forward in a deep voice. Don't you worry. He'll be like,
that up, boy, Teddy. But
Sirius XM Channel 159, the Sports Grid Radio Network.
That's
Sirius
right.
XM Channel 159. Teddy covers all night, all the time with his tea.
No, just
Sounds
2 shows over the weekend, one of which will be with Rob Veno. What else you got going on, Rob?
As far as Wager Talk is concerned, you catch me on the NBA Tip-Off Show 3 times a week. Won't be with the crew this afternoon. I will be, however, after this show with one of your next guests, Skee Profit, joining him in his on his Green Room show on Spotify.
Nice.
We'll talk some NBA, some college hoop. We do it every Friday together. So, a lot going on. NBA's been good since the break, guys. Since they came out of the break, I think it's plus 21 units of return on investment, plus 21%. So NBA's been good. College basketball's been a grind. There's no question about it. And we actually have 3 best bets. I want to say this. 3 best bets up and available right now at WagerTalk.com. And guys, 2 of them, actually, when I went to put the plays in this morning, I had the 5% tag and backed off of each one of these. So they're as close to 5%ers as I could come. And I haven't released a single 5% CBB play all season long.
Rob, it's not even that. Yeah, and here's the real kicker, and Teddy and I talk about this. You want to put in a 5%, but really what you've done to yourself is put yourself in a position where you're going to be mad that you didn't make it a 5%. So that play is winning, Rob. Like that's like an 89% ATS situational angle, dude.
Yeah, that's Gambling Gods 101. They get you every time with that, Prez. So you probably want to get over there to WagerTalk.com and pick up a couple of best bets up and available right now.
Exactly. Rob Veno. Rob, Texas Tech tonight, late game, 9:30 p.m. They're playing Oklahoma. It was -8. There's like 7 on the board. I mean, mostly 7.5. Another low total. So many very low totals of late. 125. What are we doing in this game?
Well, I played the underdog, Prez. I took the points with Oklahoma. They're peaking at a real good time. Oklahoma is. They've been a team that's kind of been cast off, forgotten about. They still sit on that so-called NCAA tournament bubble, but they are 4-0 straight up and 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games. Last night was a real big win over Baylor, and you like the confidence that they exuded in all those post-game interviews, the quotes coming out of Oklahoma. They've had to rally the troops, guys, because about 6 games ago, they lost one of their starters, Elijah Harkless. And at that point, most everybody thought Oklahoma was done. But it's not to be the case. Had a couple of losses right out of the chute, and they've come back now, as I said, with 4 straight covers. These 2 teams split the season series. Oklahoma won big in Oklahoma by 15. Texas Tech won big later on in the season by 24 in Lubbock. That game was played without Harkless. The replacement for him has been Jacob Groves, an Eastern Washington transfer, 6'9", 220, kind of a stretch 4 type of guy. Last night, he was the best player on the floor for Oklahoma. 15 points, 9 boards, 3 of 5 from 3-point range. His last 3 games since he's gotten used to the rotation, 10 points, 44% from 3, 50% from the field, 6 rebounds. So it's worked out real well for Oklahoma, which does not have a lot of depth. They're going to run their top 5 guys, 6 guys into the ground here in this tournament. But their sense of urgency is nice. They need it. And that's always situational angle, right? That doesn't apply to every team. If they need it, doesn't mean they're going to win. But I like Oklahoma here. These teams are kind of mirror images. When you go down the statistical numbers of these two teams, you'll find almost every single strength is the other team's strength. Every single weakness is the other team's weakness. The advantages that are clear cut here for Texas Tech, it's rebounding. For Oklahoma, it's 3-point shooting. And I'll close on this, why you would like Oklahoma in this particular matchup. 4 of Texas Tech's last 6 games have been decided by 6 or less. Certainly we're getting 7.5 here. That bodes well. But in conference play this year, the 9 games Texas Tech played away from Lubbock, Texas, they didn't win a single game by this number. They lost 6 of those 9 straight up. So the number just seems too big to me in a low-scoring game. You mentioned the total, Prez. 2 teams that play real good defense, one with a huge sense of urgency. I think I'll take Oklahoma plus the points here. Things seem to add up pretty well on their side.
So, I mean, you talked about the 2 regular season meetings, and the last one was pretty well one-sided, a 24-point Red Raiders victory. That was the game that Oklahoma finished with 42 points. And they were out-rebounded nearly 2-1. How did the Sooners solve those problems today? That game was only 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and that was, I think, Teddy, it was the second game after they had lost Harkless, and they were still kind of searching for that rotation. And, you know, as I said earlier, when you split Texas Tech's season up into games in Lubbock, where they just destroy people, and games out of Lubbock, it's a tough place to go when you don't know what the heck you're doing yet. But I think those problems have been solved. I'm not going to say all of those problems have been solved. They did win by 15 the first time in their place. But some of those problems have been solved because now it appears that Groves, who was an integral part for Eastern Washington last year, has seemed to find his place on this Oklahoma roster inside this starting 5. So, again, Texas Tech not a team to win by margin outside of their own building. I don't know that they win by margin here. They probably are the better team. But I think 7.5 is too big of a number.
Rob Veno, everyone. Outstanding stuff, Rob. Thanks for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. Always on Fridays, always to start the show. Rob, we've got a WagerTalk meet and greet next week, 2 to 7 p.m., March 18th. Are you coming?
I would have loved to have been there. I'll be there for a little bit later. And if we have another one in football, when it's time to sign up for the big contest, I promise you guys I'll join you. I'll be there for the NFL draft only because my son is going to be working it. So I'm going to use that time to go out to Las Vegas.
Okay, well, we will miss you. Rob Veno, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Teddy Covers, man. We need to get those likes up. We need to get the subscribers up. Closing in on 95,000 subscribers. Just amazing. I'm so proud of all the work the WagerTalk team, front office, back office, side office, everybody's done outstanding stuff. Guys, remember, last day to get Teddy and my Odd Couple promo, wt.buzz/50, $59 for both of us for 3 days. Really is an incredible deal. We both won last night as well. We're both absolutely rolling. It's the right time to grab us. Teddy, we're going to take a quick break. We're coming right back with your big game breakdown. And then we've got Skee, Andy Lang, and if we get 100 likes, the daily presidential address, which stunk yesterday.
Would you like to bet $20 and win $100 at BetMGM regardless of your wager's outcome and get $100 in free wager bucks? Just go to wt.buzz/MGM for more details and find out if you're eligible for this amazing offer.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. And let's talk a huge game in the ACC tournament tonight. The Duke Blue Devils -9 against the Miami Hurricanes. Total's been bet down a little bit. There were 150, 150.5 overnight. I'm seeing 148 and 148.5 this morning. These two teams played earlier this season in Cameron Indoor Stadium, and Miami beat them straight up as 15-point dogs. The last time they played, Miami was an 11-point dog. They also beat them outright by a single bucket. Miami coming off a wild win yesterday. Charlie Moore, quote, "I just feel like we're going to go into this next game like any other game. Play our game defensively, offensively. Our confidence is always high. Coach instills it in us to play our game. So just go into this game, play a little harder than we played today, give 100% effort out there, and see what the results come out." Jordan Miller, I agree with what Charlie said. We're not done yet. As huge as this win is yesterday's, we're still locked in for upcoming games. Those are, I think, decent bet on quotes. Certainly, when we look at the series history, there's not 9 points of recent separation between these two teams. And then we look at the Duke side of the equation. Duke, who never sniffed a point spread cover against Syracuse. Coach K talking about how some members of the team have been dealing with food poisoning in New York. Quote, "I'm hoping it's not a bug that goes through the team. A few of the kids are not up to par. Hopefully, we're in better shape by Friday. Hopefully." So maybe, but it's not a team that's healthy right now. And then, quote from Coach K, "We're not playing very good defense right now. We did not against North Carolina. We did not in this game. We're missing a lot of assignments." So I understand that Duke is a sentimental favorite to win this tournament. But at +9 with Miami, who's beaten them already, who beat them last time, who playing with confidence, Coach Larinaga, quote, "Our guys are very, very excited about playing them again." Miami's ready. Duke dealing with food poisoning, not playing defense. This price is too high. Give me the Canes plus the points. ACC semifinals. And there's your big game breakdown. Back to you, Mr. Prez.
Nice, Teddy. Started watching Roger Stone documentary last night. Fascinating guy. Just worth watching. I don't know if you know who he is, but this guy is iconic in the political campaigning space. Skee Profit's joining us. Skee, I love to have you. I love to see you, man. Pass your energy, your awesome energy over to Teddy and I, please. How you been?
I'm doing well. It's always good to be on with you too. Yesterday I had a good day. I went 5-3, so that's good. NBA since November 5th. I have 326 wins, 247 losses. It's about 56.8% on 573 plays. And I'm doing pretty well in college basketball lately. I've won 6 of my last 7, so trying to keep it going here.
Excellent stuff. Hot in both. And, it's funny, Skee. Teddy knows, I know. 500 and something plays, 56+%. That is unbelievable numbers. And so many people will look at that and be like, well, I can pick 56%. I can get 6 out of 10. No problemo. I can do it blind. My monkey can hit 56 out of 100 plays. No, you can't. No, your monkey can't. And Skee can. Great stuff, dude. That is and such a huge sample size. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it.
Okay, so let's get into it. You want to talk really quickly about the New York Knicks-Memphis game. Rob Veno took it apart. You had a thought. Let's start right there.
Yeah, Rob, he gave you a lot of reasons to like Memphis already. I was looking more at, if you have team total available for Memphis, they've been cruising past this 31 number. I know their last 3, they're averaging 36, but a lot of people or a lot of places don't have first quarter team totals available. So I looked for the first quarter total in general. I saw 58.5, and I'm looking at Memphis. Their last 15 games in the first quarter, they're averaging 61.7. The last time these two teams played, they made it to 62. And New York, their last 16 first quarters, averaging 59.3. So I just think you got to keep it going. Memphis is scoring early and often. I'm not a believer in the Knicks defense, even though, the last couple they played well. So I like Memphis, New York, first quarter, over 58.5.
So I just want to add, we have seen, you said, the last couple, the Knicks have played defense, and they did. They played defense against Dallas, obviously, the other night. And some of that was the Mavs coming out flat. But they played defense against the Clips. Like they played defense against Phoenix. So it's been at least a modest defensive improvement from the Knicks of late. Do you think that the Knicks have? Well, first let me ask you this, because I asked Rob the same question. How much does the Cam Reddish injury affect the Knicks moving forward? And B, is this a Knicks team that's capable of playing defense and making a run, or is with this little mini signs of improvement from New York, is this something that we will not expect to stick around for any period of time?
Well, I know the coach, I'm blanking out on his name. I know he would love for them to play some defense, but I'm not a believer in this Knicks defense long term. Like, if you want to talk about the last 3 games, I get it, Teddy. It doesn't really bother me at all. Like I said, if you want to look at 16 versus 3, I'm going to trust the 16. And this Knicks team, I haven't been a believer in them all year, since before the season even started. So I'm just seeing what I was expecting all year. So I think it's going to continue. I don't think the last 3 games, is going to be a turnaround for the Knicks this season. And I don't really have Rob. I probably would just echo what Rob said about Cam Reddish. I don't really have anything different to add.
Skee Profit, everyone. Skee, you want to look at the Miami Heat game? I'm on that game for my clients, so I'm very curious to what you have to say. Mike is yours.
Well, I like this game a couple different ways. First of all, I like the Heat on the side. I got in at 6.5. I know it opened 5.5. I'm a little bit late, but it's a double revenge spot. First of all, for the Heat, they lost one time, 111-85, and they lost again, 105-94. And you look at the Heat all season long, versus competition, 60% win teams are better. They're 12-4 straight up and against the spread. I know they lost their last game, but these are the kind of games they show up for. And also Heat off of a loss, 13-9 against the spread. So I'm looking for a bounce back from them, and it doesn't matter to me, who's on the injury report. I kind of mention this all the time, but all year long, they've dealt with a lot of guys in and out of the lineup, and they've had success because I still think they're on top of the East. So I like the Heat to bounce back here. I look at their 44 wins. They're winning by an average of 12.8 points. Definitely think they win this game. And out of the Cavs' 27 losses, they only have 6 covers. They're losing by an average of a little bit under 9 points per game. So Heat minus 6.5, some double revenge. I like that. And also, Heat, this one kind of surprised me a little bit, but Heat off of a loss, and when they lost their last game versus this opponent, 7-0 to the over so far this season. And I would think, the defense shows up, but they have a lot of shooters. They're capable of putting up big points. I like the over in this game as well. 210 just seems a little bit too low. I look at both of these teams last 2 weeks. They're both averaging closer to 220 points in their game. So at 210, I like it up and over.
So we've seen nothing but Miami money off the opener. Look, the Heat were on my short list as well, but without status, confirmation of Butler's status, and with the line moving up 6.5, 7, now 7.5's out there. There's still some 7s if you shop around, but 7.5 the prevailing number. It certainly feels like a Miami spot, but if Butler plays, is this line even going to go higher and then you're laying a premium? I mean, what do you do if you want to bet this? Do you bet it right now? Do you find a 7 and bet it right now? Do you hold off and wait for Butler info? I held off and lost the best of the number, and that made me frustrated in a game that I wanted to be on Miami. Now I'm worried about them not winning by margin.
Well, like I said, all year long, it doesn't matter, who's in the lineup. If Jimmy plays, if Lowry plays, if, whoever plays, they win. And I told you in the 44 wins that they have, they win by 12.8 points per game. So what I would do if I was in your shoes right now, I would bet it at -7. And if Jimmy Butler gets ruled out and it goes down, I would probably bet it again if you're getting a few more points. I think they honestly, with him in or out the lineup, they're going to win this game by double digits.
Yeah, great take, Skee. Love that. Load up on Miami, says Skee. Dallas and Houston. You got some prop bets you want to talk about?
Well, this one is going to be tough now because literally right before I come on, I see you got a couple guys I thought would be in the lineup or ruled out. Dorian Finney-Smith and Jalen Brunson are now going to be out for this game. And I really wanted to target Finney-Smith over his points. He's been playing well since Porzingis has been out. So just really quick, if I have to shift to another prop, top of my head, I would think maybe Dinwiddie. He'll probably be in a position to get more points and assists. with Brunson missing at the guard position. A play, I still think I can make, but I'm going to obviously wait because I think the lines are going to adjust with these guys out a little bit here. I want to always find a way to fade Houston's defense. And lately, I've been doing it on first half team totals. This number, 61.5, Houston has allowed it 15 of their last 20 games, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm looking at Dallas. Last time they played Houston, it went over. Dallas just coming off a really poor game. They scored 77 points. They shot 31% from the field. They shot 14% from three. Everybody's finding their way to win 18. I think the Rockets, since the All-Star break, they're allowing 118 points. I think, Dallas finds their way there. That's what we're looking at tonight, and it's probably going to drop any minute now. And I like the first half. You can get anything, even at 61.5, I think they make it. But at 61, a lot of these games, the ones they didn't make it over 61.5 landed exactly on 61. So that's how I'm targeting this one. It's tough with all the injuries just coming out before I come on the show.
Sure, but Skee, I want to give you all kinds of credit because what you've done on the fly is take information you just got and figured out how to use it. Hey, let's look at Dinwiddie props over. And that's when guys post what they're going to talk about the next day. We posted the night before, we put the lines up. Sometimes the lines bounce around. As a pro, as a handicapper, when the lines bounce around, sometimes you change your approach. And I thought you did a great job right there, Skee. As you see, hey, there's new info. This isn't what I thought it was going to be. Let's look in a different direction. You have to pivot as a handicapper, and I thought you did a really good job of that right there. Prez, what do you think?
I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words.
Prez, what do you think? Skee, I think you're a god. I love you. I want to snuggle. Can we spoon? Anyway,
You're going to come, right, Prez? You're coming to the meetup, right?
Oh, Jesus. Are you going to come? You literally said that after I was like, I want a spoon? Oh, my God. Skee. Whoa. Oh.
Hey, I'm a little slow this morning. My bad.
What do you have to promote?
I just
promote
know
the
I've never.
Hustle Pod. Promote the Hustle Pod thing in Vegas as well for next Thursday.
I know it's the Hustle Pod. I mean, I'm not really on that show, but I know it's all the guys are going to be on there. Kelly, Drew, Adam.
Skee, what do you have to promote, man? Don't listen to Teddy.
Rob talked about it. You guys, if you want to hear more of me and Rob Veno in about 30 minutes, we'll be on the Spotify app. I'll tweet out a link. You can come join that show. I've been doing really well in NBA, college basketball. Everything's available at WagerTalk. And just good luck to everybody. Hope you guys have a good day.
Skee Profits. And yeah, brother, I will be at the meet and greet. And I'm sure you will be too. I can't wait to see you. Teddy covers, man. Andy Lang segment coming up. Very exciting. We go from a brilliant Rob Veno, a genius Skee Profit, to Andy Lang. Andy, welcome to Wager Talk Today.
That's good way to get my confidence level up. I was feeling good about these plays.
Andy, you coming to the meet and greet, dude? I want to hang out with you. I want to see Kyle Anthony, man. I want to see Merrill. Merrill's not going to be there. Please tell me you're coming.
No, I won't be there. I don't do college basketball. I don't follow it hardly at all. I don't
do meet and greets.
Handicap. Well, I can meet and greet, but it's not the college. It's college basketball week, so I'll be out for the next one. Maybe we can do a
Andy,
NASCAR
dude,
meet and greet. I'm sure the crowd will be lined up for that one.
Dude, I printed 100 8x10s. I'm going to be signing autographs, and I brought one for you, dude. You want me to mail it to you?
Sure, that would be great. That would be amazing. If you could do that.
The appropriate answer there is no.
If you could do that for me, the gesture would mean a lot more than the actual the actual product.
It's just a picture of my bicep with like a sign.
Why don't you just sign it, take a picture of it to me, text it me, and we'll just call it an NFT.
Oh,
that'll be good enough.
Okay, okay. I need to be paid with Ethereum though. Andy, have you seen season 4 of Drive to Survive?
No. I watch the races. I bet them live. I don't need to see
it just
I don't
came
need to
out.
see the Netflix show, the recap. I already know it. So nothing in there.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, it's so funny
No,
because
I
people ask me, do you watch SportsCenter? I'm like, no, I don't watch sport. I used to watch SportsCenter before I bet
Exactly.
every game every night, and now I don't watch SportsCenter anymore. I haven't watched it in 20 years. You don't need it. I don't need that recap.
Yeah.
You know what, Teddy? I watch every night. I tape SportsCenter every night, the Canadian version, obviously, and I do it largely because I just love watching hockey. I can't get enough of it. I want to see the goals. I want to see what happened. But if it wasn't for hockey, I'm with both of you guys. I wouldn't be watching it either. Andy Lang, we got a person in the chat room, Angelo Philippopoulos. So my question to you is he Greek or is he Italian?
I don't know because that name probably is not real. I would say most of these names in here are not real.
It's such a great name, though.
It's a great one.
It's like I am Shlomo Ben Muhammad. It's just stunning. I love it. Angelo Philippopoulos. Mwah, mwah. Great name. Dude, Jai Crowder. You got a prop bet for us.
Yeah, I really like Jai tonight.
Okay, I said it wrong. I'm watching Spartacus with the wife, dude. And Jai Courtney is in it.
All right.
Just bugger off.
You take the props on Jai. I'll be playing Jay Crowder over 10.5 points tonight. I really like this one. He was on a roll. He was cashing his points totals over and over again. And then Tuesday goes into a slump, goes 3 for 15 from the field, one of his worst shooting performances of the night. The next game, he was only barely better. He only went 5 of 16 from the field, but he got 11 points. And the books lowered his point total. So that got over. We cashed that bet on over his point total when he had a really bad shooting night. And so he's 2 of 17 from threes the last 2 games. And I just don't expect that to continue. He's been good this year. Chris Paul has been out and he's been taking up some of the production that needs to be filled with that without Chris Paul in there. And Devin Booker is back in the lineup. It doesn't worry me. Toronto gives up over 21 points a game to power forwards. I don't expect Jay Crowder to be struggling from threes for very much longer. So I think this is a really, really nice bounce back for him. We get a low point total at 10.5 when he's been going over this night in and night out. This is a great spot that the books have over adjusted. I expect a nice shooting night from him. So Jay Crowder, really, really like this play tonight.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the numbers that I'm like, how is this point total as low as it is when the guy is clearly, 7 of his last 8 he's gone over. And he's getting the shot attempts, 12 plus shot attempts in each of the last 4 ball games, even with Booker back on the floor. Is there a matchup here that he's not going to get as much court time tonight? Or are these numbers just coming out kind of like, well, this is what his point total is, so this is what it is again tonight?
I couldn't find a matchup that I didn't like with this Toronto team. They got Pascal Siakam who's playing at the center position, and you just kind of go down the line. They got Birch is going to technically start as a center, so then Siakam's at the power forward, but Scotty Barnes has been doing a lot on the inside. There's really no matchup that I don't think Crowder can take advantage of. So Siakam is mobile and quick enough, but Crowder, like you said, when Devin Booker crashes, Campaign has been pretty good on the perimeter. So I expect him to get open 3-point shots. And as you mentioned, Teddy, the shot attempts are just fantastic. If I can get 12 shot attempts, 15 shot attempts from Crowder, this should cash easily tonight.
So let's shift focus to San Antonio, where Greg Popovich has been chasing Don Nelson. He's caught Don Nelson, but he has not yet passed Don Nelson. It feels like this has been going on for weeks. It has been going on for weeks because the Spurs have only won 1 of their last 6 ball games. Nonetheless, San Antonio, their all-star DeJounte Murray is the go-to guy for Pop and company. What are we going to do with DeJounte Murray tonight? PTA, points, or PRA, I should say, points or rebounds and assists against a Utah Jazz team that is coming off a big blowout win against the Blazers.
DeJounte Murray's been in the prop betting world, just been a favorite this year. He passed the stat sheet. It's incredible. And I'm going to take him over 30.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Last 4 games in March, he's just been incredible. He's crushed this total. He scored 25 or more points in all 4 of those games. And he's had 18 or more rebounds and assists combined in all 4 of those games. So he is getting it done in every single category. These two teams have played twice early this year, and both games were fairly close. They had some different lineups, so it's not a true comparison of what the lineups will be. But I think we can avoid the blowout situation tonight. San Antonio seems to play Utah pretty good. He had a triple-double last game. He played against Utah and went for 16, 11, 11. Just barely went under this 38.5, but he only made 6 field goal attempts. I just like getting DeJounte when he's this much in the zone. He is by far the number 1 option on that team. Could be a pretty high-scoring game. San Antonio's tied for 5th in pace of play. So as long as Murray is playing this well, I'll take him over.
Andy Lang, everyone. Awesome stuff. Teddy and I are laughing in the background. I'm like, Teddy, you do the next guy. I can't even pronounce the guy's name. I ain't screwing up 2 names in a row, dude. Teddy's like, so then Teddy puts in Slack where we communicate during the show. He puts, the next guy's name is Desmond. Desmond Bain. Anyway, you got a prop for us on Mr. Bain.
Yes, I do. Mr. Bain was struggling mightily shooting from the field, and he cashed a lot of unders. I mean, you go back and look, and back in in February, I mean, he got 14 points, 12 points, 8 points, 11, 5, and 7. But I like seeing him. It looks like he's breaking out of his shooting slump. I look at his last 3 games, 22, 28, and 24 points. And he's made 67%, 50%, 47% from the field, getting 15, 22, and 17 field goal attempts. So he's getting really good attempts. It looks like he's breaking out of his shooting slump, and he's getting the New York Knicks tonight, who give up over 21.5 points to shooting guards. I think this is a game where we could see just a little bit less Ja Morant, as he may not need to put in as much effort to beat this Knicks team. And when we see Ja Morant not get to this, 40 points, crazy total, you see the other guys get involved, and Desmond Bain is one of them. So I like Bain. I think he started a run where he's going to go over his point totals, and I'd like to cash a few of these before the books catch up. So anytime in the next couple weeks that Bain is going to be under 20 points, I think I'll take him over.
Outstanding, dude. Andy Lang, everyone. Andy, is that a new piece behind you on your right shoulder? Who's that? Why is there a guy looking at you?
That is Dion. That is Dion. I found that in my garage.
That's your left shoulder.
Oh, this one? Again, yeah. I found my childhood posters in my garage. I didn't know my mom kept all of them. And so we did a series of videos where we unboxed my old childhood posters because I don't remember of them. And I picked a couple to frame, and I remember the Barkley versus Jordan attitude versus altitude poster. Wow. It was one of my favorites as a kid. So I got it framed. I got my childhood posters still living today.
That's beautiful, dude. I mean, listen, we're very different. My childhood posters were Catherine Bach, Heather Locklear.
Yeah.
I didn't have Bo Derek. I had Heather Locklear, Heather Thomas. Remember Heather Thomas and Catherine Bach, whatever. Daisy Duke. Teddy, which ones did you have? Sports or females?
I was with Lang.
You were with Lang. That says it all. Andy, really quick, what do you got?
Look, yeah. When I was looking at how do I say this appropriately for on air? When I was looking at beautiful women at that age, I would rather look at them completely naked than in bikinis. Hence the sports and not the bikinis.
Were you naked or were they naked?
Both.
We're moving on. Andy, what do you have to promote?
Teddy was not covered. Okay, what do I have to promote? My NBA play of the day is up. We cashed a beauty last night. Everyone was on overs in that 76ers game, and we had Tobias Harris under his PRA, so that was an awesome cash for us. I know we were in the minority on that, so we've cashed 2 plays of the day in a row, looking to do that. That is up right now. I was with Rob. We were debating, is this a 5% or 4% play? Locked it in at 4%. The number is fantastic on the book, and we're getting a great price. So go grab that, WagerTalk.com. NASCAR, looking good, 3-1 first 4 bets in NASCAR season. So we're doing good in all sports. Golf is going right now, but for now, play of the day, NBA. Go grab that at WagerTalk.com.
Outstanding. What a show, Andy Lang, everyone. Guys, it's time. We got our 100 likes. It's the Presidential Address. Good news to all the Prez haters out there. Firstly, lots of love to all of you guys. I will not be hosting next week. I am in Las Vegas. I will be at the WagerTalk Meet and Greet March 18th, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Westgate. Please come say hi. Steve Merrill will be sitting in my seat, but don't you worry. I will try to get a daily presidential to you all every single day next week. So Teddy will have to see my ugly mug at least once a day, which gives me great pleasure. Guys, I got a couple of NHL plays for you tonight. We had a shit one yesterday in the videos. We lost both, now on a 20-9 run, but I did win for my clients again yesterday. Had the over in the Leaf game, currently on a 12-1 18-5 NHL run. I'm also on a 20-9 college basketball run. I got a college basketball play, an NBA play, and an NHL play up at WagerTalk.com. As for your free picks tonight, I really like the Winnipeg Jets. Look, I think this team is out of it. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. There's just too few games left to go and too many teams to jump over. But I think we're going to get their best, at least for the next week or two, because I don't think they think they're out of it. They're plus 105 against a terrible New York Islanders team. Take the Winnipeg Jets. I also like Vancouver tonight, and I think Vancouver is a buy team moving forward. I think they have an outside shot of making the playoffs. I like them against Washington tonight. Washington coming off of a win against Calgary 4-3 overtime. I like Vancouver tonight at minus 120. Make sure to play that on the money line because it could go to overtime. That's it for the Daily Presidential Address. Teddy, how excited are you that Steve Merrill will be in my seat next week?
I have to see you in life next week, which makes me, I don't get my Prez break,
Well said.
which is the best part about you being gone. That said, that's going to wrap it for the week here at Wager Talk today. We'll do it again next week, myself and Mr. Merrill, every weekday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon for you back east. Between now and then, this weekend, enjoy the games, enjoy Selection Sunday. We'll break it all down when we come back on Monday. Good luck.
Between now and Selection Sunday on March 13th, there are still tons of regular season college basketball action to go. Plus, all of the conference tournaments and WagerTalk and Sports Memo are announcing their March Madness Bonanza special, which includes the rest of college basketball regular season, conference tournaments, NCAA tournament through the national championship, and any plays released in the NIT or CBI tournaments. Sign up for this promotion now at your favorite handicappers homepage and get the rest of the college basketball season through the national championship on Monday, April 4th for just $177. That's under $5 a day for one of the best betting experience in sports. Act fast as the March Madness Bonanza special is only available for